There is simply nothing I can do about the fact that the sun is so bright right now. It is like noon. The sun will not set for like another couple hours. It's so bright. And if I close the curtains, then there's no light in this room. So this is simply what we're going to have to work with. Hopefully I can fix it in post. I don't think that I can though. And we're just gonna have to deal with it. But Namjoon's album came out last night. I have streamed it. I've not listened to it though. Because I've been waiting for people to come out with like the lyric translations. And apparently other people have other things going on in their lives because none of them are coming out quick enough. I was like, okay, I'll just film it tomorrow morning so that I could like get to the lyrics later because that'll give people more time. Now, the lyrics are still not really lyricing the way that they should. I'm right now on Genius Lyrics because I have the English translation of the like the main like the original lyrics, but like I want the context. Because as we all know, Namjoon is one of the best writers of this generation, and there's going to be so much wordplay, especially within the lyrics that I don't already understand, that I'm going to be missing. So I was going to wait and do the lyric thing, but the lyrics aren't out yet, and I need to listen to this album. So here's what we're going to do. This video is going to be a lot more edited than my other videos, because we're going to listen, we're gonna do like a quick listen through now, and then I'm going to come back later when people have like really broken down and explained all the lyrics, and then we're going to talk more about the songs. Kind of like a book club. Right now we're just doing the reading, and then we're going to come back and then we're going to do the discussion. Because I don't think it's enough to just listen to the album. Because Namjoon is first and foremost a writer, and the writing needs to be understood and appreciated, and just because I can't do that myself doesn't mean that it's not necessary. But he did say to listen to it in order, and you know that's already what I'm going to do. So, we're going to listen to the song, and we're going to read the Genius lyrics alongside it, and just hope that we can get a semblance of what's going on. Okay, cool? We're starting with the first song, we're starting with Yoon. See, no one's translated this intro, so I'm like, I don't know what this man's saying, and I want to know. I know that's all part of the story. What a song. What a song. Let's break it down a little bit. Very, very good. The fact that he fucking collabed with Erykah Badu, are we not all freaking out about that? Isn't that fucking insane? Erykah Badu, everybody. Erykah Badu. Like, that's already fucking crazy to me. But this song, very, very, very good. Because I watched Namjoon's like live stream where he broke down the songs, and I didn't really understand any of it because I still don't know Korean. It's very embarrassing for me, I know. But I read people's translations of the live, and he was talking about how he doesn't want to over-explain his songs too much because once a piece of media is, you know, released into the world, then it's not his. It's like up to interpretation by whoever listens to it, and I fully agree on that. Me and Namjoon, our thoughts on music are like this. And that's why I love him so much. But as I was listening to like the little like snippets that as he was talking about each of the songs, it really sounded like a new sort of different direction in his music style, very similar to how Jack in the Box was very different from what we had originally gotten or like previously gotten from Hobie. And I really truly feel like each of the members are taking like their solo opportunities as moments to like truly branch out, which I think is very interesting because you would think as BTS being like a self-produced group, they write all their music, they make all their own music, that they would have more creative freedom to like make the music that they want to make that's truthful to themselves. But I do still feel like a lot of them, despite having the option to branch out, feel very comfortable in doing what they're used to doing, either because they know that they're already good at it, they know that it's already going to be successful. They also maybe, this is just what I'm interpreting from their situation, they feel sort of in their comfort zone in the positions that they're given. You know, like Hobie is a dancer, and even though he is considered a rapper, he's not. He's like a dancer first, and like all of his songs leading up to Jack in the Box were very dance forward. So for his solo album, he wanted to be like, no, I'm also a rapper, I want to branch out in this direction. And I was getting that a lot from Namjoon's solo album. The little snippets that I've heard, we'll see if it is true as I listen to more of the songs. But his songs here sound a lot more like singing heavy, and I haven't listened to his mixtapes. I know. I have listened to them, but I've never like properly gotten into them. Like if you're like, name your favorite track off of Mono, I don't know a single one of the names off that album, but I have like listened to it. I just haven't properly gotten into it in the lyrics like I should, because I have to find time to make a video like this in which we may discuss it book club style. But it's sounding like Namjoon, despite being, you know, rapper first, is leaning more into his singing. And I love that. I've said in many videos how much I want to hear Namjoon sing more, because I love his voice. So the fact that we're getting that in this album is very exciting. But like, we have incredible lines already, because Namjoon is an incredible writer. Of, you're actually nothing without a team. Why would you veer onto a trail from the highway? Oh, so good, because they must have had like so much pushback when they were like, we're going to do solo work and we're gonna take a pause from being BTS, because like BTS is like the highway. Like BTS is truly at the height of their career. They're successful, they're making money, they're touring, they're like on the fast track to like legend status, and then they're like, no, we're actually gonna veer off and sort of do our own thing, which is like honestly insane from like a business standpoint. But I'm very happy that they're like obviously getting their opportunity to like do their own thing and make the music that really speaks to them. But I have also felt like everybody's like, so when's the solo project coming out, blah 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 blah. I think that they're just sort of enjoying being people, because also the number one way to like, I have no idea where I got this from. Was it Glee? I think it was Glee, honestly, where they were trying to write that song for nationals, and like they were like, we can't write a song without having like a lived experience. And it's like very true, and I think that they're just sort of enjoying right now living their lives in order to like get more inspiration to write their music. And I think that's sort of the line, I want to be a human before I do some art. It really makes a lot of sense that he wants to like go figure out who he is and be a person in order to like figure out what he wants to say when he's writing music. And I think that that's just really good. And then I think that connects really well, obviously, to the second verse where he's talking about, like, what's the point of having, like, all of these technical skills in writing if you have, like, no real heart to write about? I think it's just really good. Obviously, I will have more to say as I get more into the lyrics and I see more interpretations of his writing. Talk about youjeen first. Ignore how I look. It is literally maybe 12 hours before this video comes out. I am not home, I am on my birthday trip, but I'm taking time to perfect this video because Namjoon fucking deserves it, and I have taken so long to try to analyze these lyrics because my brain is dumb and slow. That being said, though, somebody has translated the beginning part, and I really like it. I think it's really beautiful and really helps connect to like the rest of the lyrics really well. I obviously do not think that this was like intended. I really like how it says Jin means truth, and in my opinion just having truth alone solves everything, because also in my life just having Jin alone solves everything, and now that we are without him it's very sad. And I don't think that was like an intended double meaning when he wrote this, but the meta narrative for Cordless comes into play when you listen to the song at this point in time. I think it's very interesting though that like in this story, RM really paints himself as like an outsider. Like he's always standing on the boundary pipelines. I still dream dreams I'm not allowed to, which is probably my favorite line. Because people have always been like, no, you can't do it. You're not one of the big three companies. Big Head is nothing. And this little boy, this little teen with his Velcro shoes and his underground rap like competitions, he did it, and I'm really really proud of him. But the fact that he still feels all this pressure even though he is part of the biggest band in the world, I think is very interesting. And obviously with the like translation of the intro, it connects better to the line in the second verse that's I don't know what the truth you spoke about is, but I just go on the paths I find in my own speed and direction, which I think is a really beautiful line because it like really speaks to the fact that he like really respects this idea and the artist's work that he's like referencing, but he's also like not set on trying to just follow the path that this guy like sort of spelled out for him. He's still going on his own path because he's not here to find the truth, he's just sort of living his life. I also really love a heart that's burnt black, I write poems where the ashes were spread. Very very beautiful. The idea that like you take like such a deep personal part of yourself and you burn it, you use all of it, and then once it's all sort of like ruined, you still try to take more from it by like writing in the ashes. At least that's what I interpret from it. I think it's a really good line. Now the line, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, I refuse to understand what this means because I refuse to read any sort of theology. I know that it's a Bible reference, which I think is very ironic considering that like Namjoon was like a very notable atheist until like the pandemic. And then he had like a whole change of faith, which I think is very interesting. I think it sort of just means, you know, give credit where credit is due. And I think in this instance he might be talking about himself, because the line before it is, to all those who stand on boundary lines I give to you these nights that I just had to spend. And like obviously that connects to like what he said before, that I always stand on boundary pipelines. And I think in this line he's trying to say that like he's talking to the people that like him sort of fit outside of the box. And he's like, I'm trying to give you the nights that I had to spend sort of like writing this album. Like, I'm giving this album to you. Like, this album is about me and my past, but like anybody who has walked a similar path or can relate to my past, this album is also for you. But also render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. Give my man the respect he deserves, because Namjoon was first. Does that make any sense? I'm really bad at analyzing this because there's a lot of like words and concepts that I don't fully understand, but I think I got it. I at least got 80% of it. But let's get into the next song, y'all. Still Life, featuring Anderson .Paak. I fucking love that man. I love it. I'm so excited. Shit does happen in life. See, I really want to understand this song because I feel like there's a layer to this song that I'm just not getting because I don't think that this translation is very good. Has somebody already done a translation of this one? Can I read someone else's? See? Because I'm reading a different translation of it and it completely changes the meaning of it. Because the Genius lyrics in verse 2 say, trendsetter, I'm a friend better, a go-getter that makes you fed up. In the end, it didn't turn out as I wanted, not what I hoped. They live so happily just as I want. Which implies that, like, he works really hard but is still, like, he still isn't happy. And he's seeing all these other people who, like, maybe took a different path than him or didn't work as hard as he did that are happier than him. And he's sort of reflecting on that. But then I'm reading somebody who's like specifically gone and like translated it with context. And Dose Bangtan, we love you. But they have written so much of a go-getter that you may grow sick of. In the end, it didn't turn out what you wanted it to be, unlike what you wish for. I live my life to the fullest as I please. Which is a completely different meaning, which is why I need somebody to go in and translate all of the songs so I can understand it to the fullest. Because if I read the Genius one, I would completely misinterpret the song. Because this makes more sense, this second translation, because it connects better to the first half of the song, where it's like, don't listen to their ridicule, it'll only damage your ears. All these vermins who make everything a matter of life and death online. Where he, like, it contrast the other side where all these people are like ridiculing him, wishing for his downfall, but he like works hard, and unlike what they wanted, he lives his life how it makes him the happiest. The teaser for the TXT's name chapter also came out today, so a lot's going on right now. Very, very good song. I get we have to come back after I've really read every translation and gotten the best interpretation of the song. I really like it. I love Anderson .Paak's little addition to it in like the in-between sections. Very, very good. I also think the line that life is better than death, I'll prove it is like so poignant, especially for Namjoon, who is like quite notably mentally ill. I have to bring it up because it's a big sort of theme in his work. He's talked many times about how like he's not wanted to live. He's been very depressed. I don't think he's used like depression in those exact words, but like he's talked many times about how he's not wanted to be alive. So like, you know, connect the dots. And the fact that now he's in a place where he's like, life is better than death, I'll prove it. I'm like, I love that for him. I love that for him so much. It's just like obviously the overall theme of this song being like, you try to box me into this thing, thinking that like, oh, I'm this person, I'm that person, I'm a trendsetter, but I'm just gonna live my life outside of the canvas. You can't box me in because I'm moving. Love it. I love the idea. Hello. I know that I'm usually on like the left side of the screen, but it's way more comfortable sitting wise if we just leave this as it is. So the video is gonna be on this side of the screen. But Namjoon just released the music video for Still Life, featuring Anderson .Paak, and this video was not out when the album came out, so I haven't seen it. But it's time to see it. We gotta watch it. He's uploaded a couple visualizers also. So we're just gonna watch all of them really quickly right now. I do have to be somewhere in about 20 minutes, but that's okay. And now I can watch it with like official subtitles, which means that I can actually know what he's saying. Like 100% for certain in their words in English. And that's really important to me. Or again, we watch it first time, because I've already sort of listened to it, so we gotta just sort of absorb the music video first. Oh, he looks so good. Whatever these like little effects are going through like the screen is very interesting. Namjoon's just so cool. Like, I think it's very easy for me at least to sort of, I like that, the difference between, I like the little reflection. That's very clever, it's very cute. But I think it's very easy for me personally to like just sort of think of Namjoon as just, you know, he's a sweet, soft guy. He likes to read his books, he likes to ride his bike, he likes to be kind, he likes to not be able to chop vegetables, and I love him. But then I sometimes forget that he's like cool. So cute. What did he write down? I completely missed it. It's a great song. Let me just go back real quick and like look at what's in his notebook because I would like to know if I can read it. They really close up on her face like she's a cameo that I'm supposed to know. I can't read what it says at the top, but I see that it says Anderson Paak Still Life RM. Very cute. Let's watch it with subtitles. I really like how it's sort of like, I like the frozen part at the beginning, you know, where like he is the person with life, he's still moving, but then the rest of it's sort of frozen like a painting. Like, I get it. I think it's cute. Wah, 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 wah. I am now just realizing that these are going to be the same captions that they put on the, what's it called? Tiny Desk concert video. So I do know the lyrics. Oh, she spilled the drink onto his notebook. I did not catch that at all. Yeah, because like whatever he touches also has that weird like motion effect. Because everything's still, you know, like a painting. You see things in flashes and in moments, but he is, you know, still life. The way that he just explains still life, I think is just very interesting. The way that he says that like the things in the photo, like the real models of the photo might be dead, but there is still life because of the painting. Because I've always understood still life to be like still, like no motion, but life. Like you're painting something, maybe like a flower or like a person, but they are still for the painting. Still life, not like still as in continues to be. But Namjoon, bigger brain than me. What is next? All Day with Tablo from Epic High. Period. Oh, what a good vibe. Period. Is that the same Let's Go from On? Incredible vibe. We must simply discuss it because these lyrics are so good. Okay, I thought that I understood the song and then I read into the lyrics some more. Now I don't understand the song. It's good. Obviously, the vibe is incredible. Tablo adds so much to it. I love Epic High. I ironically got into Epic High because of BTS, because I know that they're such a big inspiration for BTS, so that I got into Epic High, and I'm a big fan of Epic High. This is one I'll probably have to sit with some more, because like I know that Namjoon and Tablo are just such incredible writers that there's like layers to this that I'm just not getting. Because, you know, he starts off with talking about the commercials, about how he doesn't care about sort of the monotony. I think that the first verse is sort of talking about how he's been stuck in sort of this repetitive nature of always having to be working, and he's not been able to, you know, like sit down and like focus on dreaming, focus on like writing. He's always just had to be like in the go, go, go. Because like he says in the chorus, I'm singing all day, I'm digging all day. He's just like working and doing this sort of thing over and over and over. My biorhythm gives me no time to think. And I would say that could also be interpreted as his mind is always like at 110 miles per hour, so he has no time to just sort of like stop and chill. But I think sort of the lines of there are more bodies outside, it just became a habit, I don't care, is referencing him like always having to go to like these award shows or like these performances, and there's always like people around him, and at some point it like stops phasing him that there's always people trying to like talk to him and meet him. He just like does not care anymore because it's just sort of become a monotony in his life, and he's always had to go, go, go because there's things like the algorithm and like all of these like business people trying to tell him that like now is when you have to act, and I need time to think, fuck all the rhythm. He's tired of like having to do something over and over again just because it's like the best time or the right time. And he just wants to stop and think and write. I think that's what the first verse is about. But again, we will come back to it. I really like this line that he has in the chorus though, that I'm finding real me, because as we all know, RM has changed the meaning of the name RM like through time. And at some point it was considered RM was supposed to be real me. And I think that it's a very interesting how like the songs so far in this album seem to be reaching on this theme or like repeating this idea of he's trying to like take the time to step back from all of his like go, go, go. I'm the leader of BTS. I always have to be thinking about BTS in order to be able to like step back and like focus on himself and figure out who he is. I think that they also talked about that in their like Festa dinner thing where they were like, they're just going to take some time to themselves. He said it in an interview at some point. I think that's where it was from, but I genuinely don't remember. It's been months at this point, but they've been wanting to take time away in order to just sort of like figure out who they are, figure out what they want to write about. And that's obviously like the surface level interpretation of this line, I'm finding real me, I'm finding myself, but I think it also has that double meaning of being like RM, finding real me, finding who RM is on top of who he is, like the two separate entities, trying to figure out where like sort of RM exists and where he exists as Kim Namjoon. You get it? He has a different line in another song that I'm completely blanking on that also has the same reference. I'll talk about it when we get back to talking about this, because I know that song because I listen to it all the time, but I'm completely blanking on what song it is. It was Airplane Part 2. The line is, who should I live as today? Kim Namjoon or RM? 25, I still don't know how to live well, so today as well, we just go. And I think that referencing, I don't know if this was a direct reference to Airplane Part 2, but in my mind there's a very clear connection, especially since he said over and over again that this album is specifically an archive from 26 to 29. So that line specifically referencing him being 25, coming right before this era of him in Indigo, is already clear connection. But also, I think it's so interesting that Airplane Part 2 is like clearly like a bragging song. When it was written, it was like a bragging song, being like, we're booked and busy. And now he's like, my God, if I don't just stop working for like 2 seconds, I'm gonna die. I'm so tired of this. Just like such a like a twisted be careful what you wish for sort of situation. But I also think it's super interesting that even that line in Airplane Part 2 sort of like foreshadows this deeper turmoil that sort of like comes in through the rest of this album, of him being like, I still don't know how to live well and I'm 25, and he's like now 29. He's like, I'm still trying to like search for the truth, search for who I am, find that sort of like sense of satisfaction. And I hope that he does find it, honestly. And I think that like it's also like such a great way to show like what growing up is. Like when he was 25, these are things that he wanted and wished for, and now that he's like 29, he's like, I don't want this anymore. Because people grow and change. And I love that. And I love that you can see that in his music and the way that he writes. We got dynamite in our DNA. Absolutely incredible line. Not only as sort of like the surface level of being like, we are powerful people, because like this is the whole sort of section where it's like we have to fight when they say behave. We have to sort of like be the sort of change makers. And sort of like as an encouraging line to be like, we have dynamite in our DNA. Surface level, very good. But then also, as we all know, the songs DNA and Dynamite were sort of BTS's big US breakout songs, you know. DNA was sort of their big one in like 2017? And then again with Dynamite, these are sort of like the big songs that like brought their name into like the US sort of market. So I think that's obviously incredible. And I think that's a line that ARMY are going to hold on to for the rest of time. We have Dynamite in our DNA's an incredible line, Tablo. Absolutely slay. Again, I think I need more time to think on this, but obviously the line, they want you in fear, how dare you say what you think, fold it origami, they got you by your balls and your social economics. That's big facts. That is big facts, sir. That's such a good line. Because I think again, I think I need more time to think on this song, but I think that this part is referencing sort of the beginning part that Namjoon was talking about, where they are sort of like the corporations, the business side of like the music, whatever, blah, 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 and they want you to like do things a certain way because at the end of the day, capitalism, it's a business, and the sort of like trying to fold it origami, trying to make you into like this perfect presentable little package, and you can't really say no because they got you by your balls. As an idol, they sort of control your entire life. And if you go against that, then like your whole career genuinely can be ruined, as we saw from Chu. Love that girl. And also your social economics, because this is your job. And if you just like try to step out of line, trying to be a little bit more authentic, a little bit more creative, and they push back against you, then like, what do you do then? You have no job. And again, being an idol is like your whole life. So it's not really possible to sort of just like step away from being an idol once you've entered it, you know? I also think that the line, think tanks that have crushed uniqueness, also helps like connect to that. Sort of this idea that like the people, like the business side of everything, that's sort of like trying to analyze the best way to like market you, all of their like meetings and their think tanks really try to like shave down anything that's unique or stands out about you in order to make you a bit more palatable to the general public, you know? But very good song. Also very good vibe. I love the like instruments, the instrumentation, the energy, the melody of the song. Very, very good. Next song though is Forgetful. I love his voice. Very sweet song. Really like that song. I think that this song is really sweet. It has a very sort of like melancholy sort of sound to it, and I think that very much like sort of fits the song of being like, I'm very forgetful. All my friends are sad. I'm sorry I have so many thoughts. I don't have enough memory. Oof, that line is incredible. I also love the sound. It's a lot more stripped back, sort of a more like acoustic sound. It's a really like sweet song. Now, I've already read a couple different interpretations of the lyrics of the chorus, but I like the one that's on Genius that says, with numerous thorns, the morning that comes and goes, in my own way I am... Oof, I didn't think about how to pronounce this word before I read it. And...
Anesthetizing.
Anesthetizing. I am anesthetizing myself, putting himself under anesthesia, which I think is like a really interesting way to sort of think about the idea of forgetfulness, is that like with every day that sort of passes by, you go to sleep, and like that the act of sort of like going through your day is like going to sleep is sort of like putting you under it. You don't remember anything that sort of like happens before that. I think that that's just like a really good word to use for this. Beautiful song. What's the next one? Closer. What a good song. Oh my god, what a song. It's probably my favorite so far. That's how I was really already liking the vibe when he was sort of explaining the songs during his live stream, and I think this song and Change Part 2 were sort of like the standouts when I first heard them, when I first heard like a little snippet of it, but now that I've really gotten into this song, I love it. Obviously I'm biased because it's in English. I think perhaps, is this their best English song? Perhaps. Perhaps. It's so good. He said in his like little live stream thing that this song is about like the feeling of trying to get to something or someone that's like just out of reach. And it's really good. It like this song reminds me of, I think it's a second verse in Mood Swings by 5 Seconds of Summer, Callum's part, where he says, I can tell when you're slipping from me, even when it's only subconsciously on the edge of the bed as you're falling asleep. I think I need you more than you need me. That line absolutely wrecked me when I first heard it, and that is the same feeling that I'm getting in those lyrics as I am from these lyrics. Especially because like the first 4 lines, I get a feeling sometimes that I can't get close enough to you. I feel it most in the nighttime, even though that's when I'm closest to you. The idea that like you can be so close to somebody but they can still feel so far away. Very, very good. And then the bridge. You know I love a good bridge. If love ain't for us, and then it's a line in Korean which is, I'll be satisfied with this, I don't need your touch. And then another line in Korean that's, I just need your love. Ow! Namjoon, I don't think that this song really hurts, actually. This song, personally, I don't think I can really handle this song at the moment. Because when I in preparation for this album, I streamed it. Again, I didn't listen to it. I streamed it, and whenever Namjoon wants to come out with a big writing moment, I always get very inspired. And you know who my number one writing inspiration is and always will be? Pete Wentz. So I got into I fell asleep apparently listening to Fall Out Boy music. And I wrote so many sad things in my notes app because of just Namjoon. I hadn't even really gotten into any of the lyrics like this because I already knew that they were going to be sad and because of Pete Wentz. And the themes in this song are very similar to what my notes app got a whole handful of. I do hate this. And I do hate that it's all in English so that I may not have a cognitive dissonance when I listen to this song. It's fucking sad. Owie, owie, ow. I feel it most in the nighttime, me never on your timeline. See you always in the limelight. Which implies to me that, because like there is a certain, we know that there's a certain someone in his life, yes. We saw the heart emojis over the person's face that he was posting on his Instagram. His boyfriend, husband, somebody, I don't know. I'm not here to speculate. That's not what this is about. But that this implies to me that there's somebody, perhaps that person in his life that's very close to him, but is also in the like public eye. So when he's like by himself alone in the nighttime, he really reflects on the fact that he never sees himself on that person's timeline, probably because they can't like have a public relationship because they're both public figures. But he always sees them in the limelight because they're also a public figure. You get it? You get what I'm getting at? And perhaps that's where like the distance comes from, is the fact that they can be together, but they can actually like be together, because if they're ever out together in public, they can't like be in a public relationship because they are public figures. Damn! The I keep you right next to me only in my dream, don't wake me up from sleep. Because that's the only place that he can see them. Ah, yeah, it's so fucking sad. I think I'm losing my grip. Why you showed up in my life like this so sudden? Oh god, no. Yeah, oh god, no. If this is all we can do, yeah, just looking at you, there's gonna be no take two. Oh, wow. Namjoon, owie. Namjoon, Pete Wentz, and Lee Ji-hoon of 17 write some of the best heartbreak music ever. I fucking love that. Men of color, they understand heartbreak like nobody else. Incredible song. Oh, this is the song produced by Hone. Oh my god, of course it is. I actually don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Hone? Honey? Hone? Honne. The people who did Crying Over You with Namjoon, that song gave me a whole new fucking mental illness. I listen to that song all the time because it's so good, but it also literally breaks my heart every fucking time I hear it. It's so fucking good. And no fucking wonder that this is the song that he produced. Oh my god, it's so good. It has that vibe. It has that sad fucking, like, heartbreakiness in that song. Oh my god, now I'm just thinking of that song. We thought we gave each other our whole world, but turns out that we did not know such a thing. It's nights like this shit happens and you look for the magic, but good things always come to an end, and then, you know. Oh, that line is so good. And oh, I'm seeing the connection. The nighttime sadness, I'm seeing the connection. I have connected the dots. It's so good. Oh god, Namjoon. We have finished side A. Namjoon says tracks 1 through 5 are side A, and like that other half of the album is like side B. Side A is very fucking sad. God damn it. Owie. Ah, this song is so good. Okay. Change Part 2, everybody. Oh yeah, this is his like electro pop song.
Think I lost my sanity. Chemistry, we have for sure. What is strange, I don't know for.
Who the fuck broke Namjoon's heart? Owie, motherfuck, ow. Okay, so much has just happened in this past minute. First of all, owie. God damn it, Namjoon. He writes like heartbreak like nobody else. But also, who the fuck broke his heart? You had Kim Namjoon and you fumbled the bag? I thought only Jay-Z was that fucking stupid. Like, who did this? Is this song really in Korean? Okay, I feel a little bit fucking insane because I was like listening to Change Part 2 and I was like, this song really reminds me of Something for Your Mind by Superorganism. And then I was like looking up the lyrics. How am I just finding out that there's Korean in the song? What? Since when? Since when is there fucking Korean lines in the song? That's crazy that these songs also have that connection. I love that. This song is very fucking sad. I love this vibe though. It reminds me, like I just said, of Something for Your Mind, where it's sort of like electronic, and I don't think that Namjoon's really like his music, as we've listened to in the previous tracks, is a lot more vibey, and then he goes like very hard when he does like his sort of like proper rap songs. But like something like this is not something that we've heard from Namjoon, which is very exciting, and I really love the sound. And again, I don't think that this opportunity for something like this to come out would have been possible if he was still, you know, doing the BTS thing. I don't think that this is a BTS sound, but the fact that Namjoon is pulling from this, and this is like a Namjoon inspirational sound, or like he is inspired by music like this in order to make music like this, I think it's very fun and interesting. My god, the fucking lyrics. Owie, 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 ow. I love the fucking pre-chorus. Fuck my interviews and years ago. I'm a whole different, not that anymore. Fuck that wiki. Fuck all those infos. What a stranger. I don't know this fool. Because not only do we have the layer of being like, stop quoting things that I said years ago. I can change my mind and I'm a different person now. But also the whole trying to like swear off this old version of himself that like loved this person and was like betrayed by this person is so good. It's so good, especially since I think that a lot of people remember that like I think it was V-Live, I think it was pre-Weverse Live, like stream that Namjoon did where somebody asked him like if he still wanted kids, and Namjoon was like, actually no, I don't want kids. I don't. And a bunch of people were like, but what about this interview? Like that you did when you were like 24. And I'm as somebody who's very anti-child, I was very much on Namjoon's side, being like, he said fuck them kids. He said fuck them kids, let that man be childless. He said I don't want kids, I changed my mind. And a lot of people really try to hold him to that interview to be like, but you said this one time that you want to be a father. And I think a lot of people just like really like love that idea of him and sort of built up this idea of like Namjoon being like very fatherly, and like he is in a way because he has raised fucking BTS. But I think also, you know, what a stranger. I don't know this fool. I'm a whole different. I'm not that anymore. Let him grow up and let him change. Also, perhaps it could be that at that time he was in a relationship with this person and now he isn't anymore. Just absolutely fucking insane. The things change, people change, love change, friends change, everyone change. And I think that this song has a positive interpretation of change about being like, it's no strange. It's not weird that like people change. That's the world's shape. Like the world is always changing. Like this isn't like new news. But I think that there's also a lot of resentment in the idea that like, oh, this thing that he loved is not a thing that he can love anymore. Just so good. I love both sides of it. But then the outro to this song, absolutely fuck it out. Because it feels like sort of like a warning to the people listening to it. You gotta admit it, don't you still get it? Someday a great grief will come for you. And then you'll know it too. You can't love someone like I do. That's all I can say to you. Ow! God damn it, Namjoon. God fucking damn it, I'm gonna cry. Just the idea that like one day your life will sort of be turned upside down by a great grief. Either a relationship breakup or otherwise. And then he's like, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. You can't love someone like I do. You can't do something like this and just like expect it to turn out okay. That's all. That's all I can say. Ah, god damn it, Namjoon. I've also seen this line interpreted though as him talking to the person that the song is about, being like, you gotta admit it, don't you still get it? Someday a great grief will come for you. Like he knows that this relationship and the way that it ended really fucked him up, but it didn't fuck them up in the same way. And he's like, when you go through what you put me through, then you'll get what you've done to me. And he's like, you can't love someone like I do. Like, I put a bunch of love and effort into this relationship, but you didn't. And that's all that he can say to them. That's it. Which I think is also a very good interpretation. Chemistry we had for sure. Gradually we wanted more. They say you can't fix someone. Ah! But then the following line, the seams you got one fit you right. I can't tell if that's like supposed to be like somebody saying to him, you can't fix somebody, but it's good. It's a good thing that you have a partner that seems to fit you so well. But then they ended up changing, or if it's something else. I think that that's the interpretation. I don't know. Again, I'm gonna have to sit on this one once I stop being sad about it. My God, so fucking up. That's owie, owie. Owie! That song is so sad! But I love the vibe of it. That's the worst part, is that I love the vibe of this song. I would love to listen to this song. But I know that every time I hear it just like crying over you, I will start sobbing. Which is the worst. I hate when really, really good songs make me so, like, affect me so much emotionally. Because I just want to vibe. I just want to listen to the song and like enjoy it. But I will never be able to do that. Because again, the song is in English and I cannot have cognitive dissonance. Next song though. Lonely. Hold on. I'm thinking of a One Direction song and I need to say it before I forget it. You hear the guitars? It reminds me of a One Direction song. Maybe it's Through the Dark? I think it's Through the Dark. Continue. Oh, that's so good. Oh, Namjoon again understands heartbreak like nobody else. The way he's able to just sort of craft feelings and pictures out of words is just like such a skill, and I'm gonna literally throw myself into the sea. Absolutely heartbreakingly incredible song. Perhaps my favorite. I don't know, Closer and Change, the 1-2 combo, the 1-2-3 hit combo of Closer, Change, Lonely. Why would you tell me to listen to this in order, King, if not to make me cry? It's so good. First of all, obviously, I love whatever and Idol gets to say fuck. I feel like Idol still gets to say fuck enough, so whatever Namjoon uses it in every single song, I say, do it again, King. I love it. But the fucking, oh my god, the chorus, I'm fucking lonely on an island alone, so fucking lonely, somebody call me. Somebody fucking call this man. I was gonna say that, like, I really hope that I get to see, like, him perform this album live, but the chances that he's gonna tour this album, absolutely not. Not after this song. He hates hotel rooms. This man's not gonna go on tour. He said that he wrote this song, though, in Vegas. Assumedly when they did PTD Vegas, and that's why he mentioned that's why he's always like trying to be like out of the hotel, why he went on like his early morning runs and was always like at a like an art gallery or something, because he just did not want to be in his hotel room, which is like absolutely heartbreaking. My god, somebody fucking call this man. This again feels like a breakup song. I feel like we were now in the breakup era. The first half of the album was very much about him, and now the second half of the album is about a breakup. Maybe we'll see what the other songs are about, but the chorus of being like, I tried a million times to let you go, so many memories are on the floor, and now I hate the cities I don't belong, I just want to go back home. Absolutely. Wow. First of all, incredible writing, but also absolutely heartbreaking as fuck. But then connecting that to the second verse, because I feel like the second verse is a drunk call. Oh babe, I gotta tell you something, I now hate everything. Yeah, I guess I'm wasted. Of him being like drunk in his hotel room, sad as hell because he doesn't want to be in his hotel room, and he's missing an ex because of the whole I tried a million times to let you go. Maybe not like an ex per se, but like not somebody that he's like currently in a 100% committed relationship. Maybe somebody who he has an off and on again with, but like maybe they're in an off period. Some relationship where it's not like 100% stable and like there, an ex-ish, and then he calls them because he's sad and he wants somebody to call him. Why won't anybody call him? Why won't anybody call Namjoon? This is also something that I really worried about, because I didn't see it when they were in their like sort of PTD era, but it was very obvious when they made like their whole not hiatus video, and then Namjoon did his live stream afterwards, that he's like really fucking sad and burnt out, and like this sort of like maybe like middle to second half of the year hasn't been the best for him. So I'm very glad that he's able to, take his time to not have to do this and to just sort of like be at home and focus on himself. But anyways, yes, drunk call, 100% the vibe I'm getting from this. But then like the next line of it being YouTube and Netflix all day, just dating with the data in my phone again. I think that there could be two interpretations of this. Either one of being like the person or sort of like the thing that he is interacting with and talking with all the time is just like the data in his phone. He's just on his phone all the time. So it's like sort of like haha, he's in a relationship with his phone. But I think it could also be a long distance relationship. This sort of off and on again person that I'm interpreting from the song that he's calling when he's drunk is that he's using the data in his phone to like date, because he's on tour and he's doing like a long distance sort of thing. And that's why he feels so lonely, because he's not with the person that he wants to be with. And then that could mean that home has that double meaning of he wants to go like literally back home, but also because the person that he wants to be with most that he's away from is his home. Who knows? It could literally mean anything, because Namjoon is a literal genius writer, and I want to cry. This song is so fucking sad. And now I hate the buildings I don't even know literally throw me off of a cliff. God damn it. It's such a sad song. It's so good. It's not even that long. It's a sub 3-minute song. And it literally makes me want to throw up. It's so sad. Okay. God, please don't make it a 4-hit combo. Make the next song a little bit nicer. What song is it? Hectic. Okay. Incredible. Incredible. Okay, I feel like this is another song I'm gonna have to chew on for a little bit. I think it's like, clearly he's talking about work. He's like, yesterday was hectic, it was a busy day, there was no way to romanticize it. It was just, I was just busy and I'm like tired, because it's just sort of the same shit over and over again. It's boring, the endless chasing, the liquor talks of just like nobody's actually saying anything, but we're all here still talking and nothing's actually like happening from the conversation. Meet the people, talking the same shit, hate the reason that they all spit. Incredible line. I see people speculating that the outro of this song is connected to RM's song from his mixtape Soul that I have not properly gotten into and listened to yet, so I am not able to say. But I feel like that's generally what the song is about. Again, we will get back into it probably deeper when I come back and I have chewed on it for a little bit longer. Okay, Wildflower is the title track with the music video, so we have to watch the music video. I've obviously already streamed this video because I respect the comeback goals. And this one has subtitles, but we're gonna watch the music video first and then watch it with subtitles. Oh, never mind. Turn it off. He's so pretty. Look at him. He said that he misses his long hair, and I think that he should grow it out. You know, I'm a long brunette hair defender, supporter, promoter. I love her voice. Very good title track. I think it's very interesting as well to put your title track as the second to last song. So bold. Only a genius Kim Namjoon could do it. Incredible. Beautiful. The suit is beautiful. Ah! I love all the purple lights. Army, you know, behind you, supporting forever. Beautiful music video, beautiful song. We're now going to watch it again with the lyrics. Because as I've learned from the ATEEZ video, I cannot watch a music video and read the lyrics at the same time. They have to be two separate events. The theme of dreams in BTS music make me want to scream. They've talked about this before. The going forward without knowing, without having a destination. Was that Paradise? I think so. Of like, you don't have to keep going forward without like knowing where you're running towards, and like, babes, take your own advice. What do you mean you're gonna return someday? Where are you going? Incredible. Incredible work. I love Namjoon, but again, oh my god. I have said it before, I will say it again, I have said it a million times, I am so worried about Namjoon. Because it was so clear when he spoke to us in that sort of like Festa dinner, not the 2018 or 2019 one, like the one that they just did. The one where, because we didn't really have a Festa this year, the one where they were like, we're going on hiatus, but not really. That video where he was talking, like, it's so clear how burnt out they are, but like specifically Namjoon. And then like the live he did after that where he just seemed like so tired. Like exhausted to his core and just like so fed up with this. And like, it's a theme that comes back in a lot of his music, especially in this album, of being like the sort of day in and day out rush of his job has really been wearing him down. Of, yeah, being a musician is his dream, and that's what he's like been trying to like pursue and chase towards, but at some point, like, when do you stop? When do you say you've made it and you can just like relax and you can stop having to work so hard 24/7, 365? Really fucking beautiful song. Perhaps my favorite, I don't know. So many songs on this album are so good, but beautiful. Again, I'm really worried about him. I really hope that like he can take a hiatus and like come back better than before and without all of like these like expectations and feelings sort of weighing him down. Because like I've said it since I really started getting into BTS properly that I've worried about all of them, but specifically Namjoon. Because to be the leader of the biggest band in the world, the pressure on him must be crazy immense. And it's not like they're just like a general idol group that like just doesn't have to write their own music and they just like get a song and they perform it. He writes, produces all of their music and is their leader and is in some cases, for some fucking reason, their translator as well. So like the expectation on Namjoon is immense, and I worried about him, and like I don't like to know that my worries were justified because he is not doing the best, but I hope that he is in a better place now, or could get to, or can get to a better place soon. I just want Namjoon to be okay. I really do worry about him, like, genuinely. But we've reached the end of the album, y'all. We have the last song, which is number 2. I want to give him a standing ovation. What a fucking beautiful song. God damn it. Just such a beautiful song. I think Namjoon mentioned in his live stream that he has these features on it to like help, you know, collaborate, amplify the music, but in some cases it's to share messages to himself. And I think that this song is a very clear example of that, of like he's having, what's her name, Jiyoon? She does the chorus where it's like, darling, don't look back anymore. What path would have no regrets? Incredible line. You've only done your best. Now you will protect you. And it just very much, this feels like a song to Namjoon. You know how he said that this album is sort of like a time capsule of his 20s. This feels like a song to his younger self to be like, stop focusing on the past, stop worrying about what's going to happen or what would be, just like know that you've done your best and that you're okay. And I think her voice has such like a soft spoken sort of like calming, healing quality to it that it's like absolutely perfect for this song. The writing in this song is probably my favorite. I don't know, the verses are just really beautiful. What path would have no regrets? That's right, you're not that special. Now we don't cry at these words, I smile. That I ain't gonna prove myself, that I ain't the one, that I ain't the shit. A young child who was just hungry for acknowledgement, now a mind that would be better suited for a senior citizen center. Because Namjoon, he loves his grandpa activities. He loves reading books. He loves going to art museums. He loves dressing in his cozy sweaters. And he's grown up so much. Like, if you, like, looking at debut Namjoon and looking at current day Namjoon are completely two different people. And now he has nothing to prove. I hope that they truly feel it, that they don't have anything to prove. They are the biggest band in the world, and, like, they can do whatever they want. And he's not worried about people saying that, like, hey, you're not special. Because he is. And I hope that he knows that. And even if he's not, who cares? He ain't gotta prove himself. And then the balloon metaphor. The balloon metaphor is mentioned in Wildflower? No. Flower Work. Is it Wildflower? The song is called Wildflower. Yeah, it is. Okay. I think it should be called Flower Work, but whatever. But in this song, he talks about the balloon that's full of me and it exploded. And after it exploded, he saw that it was empty. Sort of meaning that, like, after, I'm guessing recently, like within the past few months, when they've really sort of had the breakdown and had to be like, okay, we're taking a break. That's when he exploded. And he just sort of saw that, like, after he like really like looked inside himself after like he was pushed to his breaking point, that he's just sort of like empty, and that's so sad. I've asked endlessly, am I allowed to just flow? I didn't want to belong, but am I allowed to belong? Yes. It's just so, it's such a like a sad retrospective song, because I don't feel like what he's referencing in this song is like him currently. It very much feels like him talking to his younger self. He's sort of like addressing all of like his worries about being like, am I allowed to just flow? Am I allowed to just belong? Can I just sort of like be myself? Jiyoon comes in the chorus and is like, don't look back, don't worry about that anymore, you have done your best. And then for the last line of this song and of the album, because this is the last song, to be no looking back, now you will protect you, is just so beautiful, because that's all I really want. Because I feel like Namjoon, especially because he is the leader, always tries to put BTS first, puts BTS and all of the members before himself. And I think now that they're doing their own solo thing and they're able to like have some time to rest, he finally has time to just sort of like focus on himself and protect himself and put himself first. And I absolutely love that for him. Absolutely incredible album. Are we surprised? No, literally not surprised at all. Because it's Kim Namjoon. He's the best writer like ever. I love him so much. Absolutely incredible. I don't think that this is where I will end the video, because I'm going to like listen to these songs a little bit, because it's Friday right now. This video isn't going to come out until the 7th. So I hope that you have streamed this album, but I'm going to listen to these songs, read more lyric interpretations throughout the week, and like edit that in. So I currently am not done with the video, but I will film a little outro now. This album is incredible. I love Namjoon. I'm so happy that we have solo work from him. I'm so happy that it is physical solo work, so I can listen to these songs in my car. I think right now my favorite songs, I don't know, Flower Work is really, really good, but you know, obviously the 1, 2, 3 combo of Closer, Change Part 2, and Lonely are absolutely incredible. And I think, again, you have to listen to the album in order, and I love and respect that. It has a perfect sort of flow to it, because if you listen to like if you listen to number 2 like in the middle of the album, it doesn't have the same impact as listening to it as the last song of the album. Incredible work. I love him. I hope that the success of this album will show Namjoon that he doesn't have anything to worry about, because again, I feel like they've all like all of the members have sort of really tied their identity to being in BTS, and I think that there's a lot of worry that like if they're not in BTS, like who are they? What can they even do if they're not doing things for BTS? And I really hope that this shows that like, especially like, same with Jack in the Box, that like Indigo can show that like we love them as artists no matter what they do, and we will love and support them because we're in this boat. I hate shit for life. But this is a very exciting week. Not only because Namjoon released his album this week, but it's also my birthday week. You're watching this the Thursday after my birthday, and my birthday's on Monday. My birthday's in 3 days. I'm very excited. So if you would like to give me a birthday present, fucking stream Indigo. I want this album to do very well because I love Namjoon and he deserves it. It's also a fucking incredible album. You think I'm gonna sit here and talk about this album for 2 hours if it was boring? No, it's an incredible fucking album. Love Namjoon, love his work. So excited to see what he does next. Even if it's just resting, even if the next thing he does is just, I'm going to take a 2-month living in the woods break. As long as he's happy. That's all I really care about. I just want him to be happy and like at peace. Because it shows like this album really speaks to a lot of his inner turmoil. And I just want him to be okay. I just want him to be okay because I love him and I just want him to be okay. But let me know what you thought about the album in the comments below. There's so much to talk about. So truly book club style, listen to the album, tell me your thoughts. Honestly, the best. Pause. Spotify just wants to jump right into the next song.